Steve Klimek here with Simplifying, and I'm with Eloi Assis, Sales and Marketing Systems Manager from TAM Airlines, all the way from beautiful Sao Paulo. And Eloi, I'm curious to get your perspective on some of the technologies that are being discussed at this conference, how they'll ultimately end up impacting the customer experience.
Yeah, I think the lots of customers are concerned about these days about how it's going to be their experience when they get to the airports, how they're going to experience the airline, what's going to happen. So I think lots of the things that we've been discussing here focus this angle. I think when you see things like ash clouds and things like that, I think the whole discussion is, for us as airlines, is the next challenge. How can we handle the disruption process in a better way? How can we make the whole thing a little bit less painful for the customers? So how can they face it? How can we rebook their tickets in a better way? How can we make the whole thing more self-serviceable so they don't depend on calling the call centers or getting the line in the queues in the stores to get attendance? You know, so this is the kind of stuff we've been discussing here. I think the whole bit is a lot of how can you handle better the guy when he arrives in the airport, so the whole experience is a little bit more seamless and less painful.
Right, so I hear you talking a lot about disruption management. Do you think, I know you yourself are very active with social media, but do you think airlines are going to start looking to some areas beyond just disruptions and using some of the social technology?
They should. I think we've been very active using social media. We've been the #1 company in Brazil with followers and considered to be the #1 in terms of active responses to the users, because it's not only about disruption. The guys have questions, you know. There's someone told in a presentation about social media, and that was, I think, was very accurate. When you answer a question on the phone to one person, you got one person, one answer. If you answer one question to one person in Twitter, you probably are answering back the same question that tens of thousands have it. You know? So you amplify your voice, you amplify your answer, and you probably amplify your image as a result of that. So.
And have you guys looked into any sort of the group social buying type of mechanisms, like a Groupon or these types of things?
I think everybody's doing these days, right? We want to be where the customers are, so they are today looking very actively to get discounts, to get this kind of perspectives. We're trying to see how that works. We have our own branch in Brazil that takes care of packages, so we call TAM Viagens, and TAM Viagens has been experimenting to that, using our tickets to get discounted coupons and things like that. So it's been doing fine so far. No great, no numbers to communicate at this point of time, because it's very all new, but it seems to be picking up very well.
So to try to change the angle a little, I've spoken with some of the Amadeus folks who seem to really be harping that they have technologies available that airlines just need to adopt.
Yeah.
Being from the airline side, what are some of the challenges that make the airlines seem a little slow in just adopting some of these great things that are available?
Well, the thing with the airlines world in general, as I realized from, it's that there is a certain set of processes that already exist in the airline. So it's hard to make a change happen when you're 29,000 employee company. So it's not just about putting a new website live. You have to put the website live, but then the customer has to experience the same change towards the entire chain. So he gets to the check-in desk, and he gets to the store, and he calls the call center. So the whole experience has to be functioning from the web until the end. So, and what happens is that's not just as simple to, okay, you have a new technology, let's plug it on and let's start using it. I might do that, but in the end of the day, again, back to the customer experience, they're going to suffer because they're going to experience something on the web that's not going to find a counterpart on the check-in desk or whatever else. So that's what it makes it hard sometimes. We have to change the entire chain of processes to accommodate some of the new technologies, which are great. They're going to change customer lives, but only on the web is not going to cut it.
So from kind of your takeaway from this conference, is there any particular thing or two that you're most excited about in terms of things you want to take back to Brazil and try to implement?
Oh, there's lots of stuff. I think we've been talking about a lot of new search. So how can you make the customer find things in my website as easy as he's able to find in Google, for instance? You know, so I think there's where I think the next challenge is. The ancillaries, I think, is a lot of opportunities there for airlines and for the customers, so they can really have a more complete and engaging experience with the airline. So not only the tickets wise, but we could help them take care of so much more. And they usually trust on us. They usually trust on the brand. They trust on the company. So we could probably extend that trust by providing them much more service than they have today. So it's very interesting. There's a lot of area to cover there.
Sounds good. And I saw you tweet that Denis quote, the airline's faster than Google. So
yeah, exactly.
Let's hope it gets there. Well, thanks a lot for your time, Eloy.
No problem. It was
Safe
a pleasure.
trip back to Sao Paulo.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
That's
Thank
the
you.
story from Cannes.